Hi, I'm Tom Huddleston. I'm the author of the FLOODWORLD trilogy. That's FLOODWORLD, DUSTROAD, and the newest book, StormTide, which has just come out. The FLOODWORLD trilogy is a series of adventure stories set many years in the future, when the Earth's got warmer and the seas have risen and the low-lying parts of the planet have all been flooded, hence the name. So the books are packed with action and explosions and cool characters and exciting escapes, but hopefully there's some interesting ideas in there too about what the world of the future might be like and how humanity might deal with the coming climate crisis. Anyway, the first book, FLOODWORLD, starts off in London, but it's a very different London from the one we know today. The city's been almost completely flooded. People are forced to live just in the top floors of tower blocks and on rafts and walkways linking them together. And that's where we meet our heroes, Kara and Joe. They're a pair of street kids just doing whatever they can to stay afloat and stay alive. And in the first book they found this mysterious map which led them into conflict with a tribe called the Mariners. They live out on the ocean, and most of them are, just decent people trying to live in balance with this changing world. But a few of them are pretty dangerous folks, as we found out in FLOODWORLD. Then in the second book, DUSTROAD, Kara and Joe travelled across the ocean to the desert continent of North America, where they ended up stuck in the middle of a war between the Mariners and this band of identical outlaws called the Five, who were a pretty tough bunch as well. And now StormTide finds Kara and Joe in more trouble than ever. At the very beginning of the book, they've learned that the Mariner captain, John Cortez, who was kind of the villain of the first two books, is planning something even more dreadful, a plan that'll wipe out almost all life on Earth. So Kara, being the hero of the book, tries to start a mutiny against Cortez to raise the Mariners up to fight against their captain, but right at the start of the book it doesn't go so well, as we'll see in this extract that I'm about to read to you. Kara faced Cortez defiantly. "We're taking command of the fleet," she said, "and we're placing you under arrest. We're going to tell everyone what you're up to, and if your people try to stop us, we'll kill you." A cold smile spread across Cortez's face. "You know, I actually believe you. You've come a long way since the shanties, child. You've learned a lot from me." Kara's lip curled. "I learned nothing from you, except how awful people can be." Cortez laughed sharply. "Maybe you're right. You should at least have learned not to walk into such an obvious trap." Kara's face froze. Red-Eye started to turn, his hand dropping to his belt. From behind them, Joe heard a muffled sound, the pop of gunfire and the shattering of glass. Kara started back, but Cortez reached out and seized her arm. "It's already too late," he said through gritted teeth. "Your little mutiny is over." Red-Eye tugged at his pistol, clutching it in one trembling hand. "Shoot him," Kara said. "Do it." But Red-Eye didn't even raise the gun. He just held it, his face a mask of uncertainty. The gunfire in the corridor stopped, and a horrible silence fell. Joe heard the door hiss open and the sound of footsteps on the stone path. Between the walls of greenery marched Cortez's brother Rex, a broad-shouldered man with a bulldog face. Behind him came a phalanx of armed mariners. "There's no way to stop what's coming," Cortez told Kara. "If you kill me, my brother will take over. If he dies, one of our lieutenants will step up. Our plan is in motion, and there's nothing you can do." "But why?" Kara pleaded. "Why are you doing this? You know it's wrong. You know Cain would never ever forgive you." "But she's dead," Cortez roared. And for a moment Joe thought he was going to strike Kara. "She's dead. Both my children have been taken from me." "That doesn't give you the right to murder other people's children," Kara spat back. "Just because you lost the people you loved doesn't make it okay for you to drown the whole world." Cortez tipped his head on one side. He was calm now, his anger passing like a storm. "But I have to, Kara," he said, almost regretfully. "It's the only way to save it." Now, I won't tell you what happens after that, except to say that there are bigger and more exciting action scenes and battles and chases in this book than in either of the first two, and that it ends with a big showdown in one of the most inhospitable places on Earth, miles down in this huge volcanic trench at the bottom of the ocean. I hope that fans of the first two books will find that StormTide is an exciting and satisfying end to the trilogy. And if you haven't read any of them, well, all three are available now, so give them a go. Thanks for watching.